Welcome to
Government for the fun of it!
Hi, I'm Bert.
And I'm Ernie. And today our topic is the presidency!
The president is a very busy person with lots of jobs and responsibilities. Let's put these jobs into 7 groups. Ready? Let's go!
Chief of State. Here, the president is the inspiring example for boys and girls and is the living symbol of the nation. When the president is working this job, he does super fun things like congratulating astronauts after coming home from space or throwing the first pitch at a baseball game.
Yeah. Now let's move on to job number 2. This one is called Chief Legislator. Boys and girls, listen closely. The president doesn't make laws. This job is left up to Congress, which is a completely different part of government than the presidency. However, the president was given a gift from the Constitution.
The Constitution is the base for all laws in the United States. It is the highest law, and all other laws come from it. It shows how the government works, and it also creates the presidency.
Yeah. Although the president does not make laws, the president's signature is needed for a law to become official. The president influences Congress, just like your parents influence you, whether you like it or not. If the president doesn't make a law, he can veto it. What is a veto, Ernie?
Well, Bert, a veto is when the president just says no. This means that the bill will not become law right now.
Thanks, Ernie. Now let's go to example land.
It's so nice to be back here. Alrighty, kids. Here's an example of the chief legislator's influence and one job he might do.
Please be seated. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Vice President, members of Congress, distinguished guests, and fellow Americans.
Now there is one teeny little exception to the president's lawmaking ability, and it's called an executive order.
An executive order is a temporary way for the president to make a law. And like when your teacher tells you to do something, you have to do it. Remember, a president might do this in order to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution.
Job number 3 is called Chief Executive. This job makes the president the boss for millions of government workers. He must make sure that laws are being followed.
Being a boss, he also gets to put people in charge of certain things because there's no way he can do everything by himself. For example, there are groups to help the birds and to help people fly to space. These are the president's little helpers, just like elves help Santa Claus. However, before these elves get their job, they must be approved by the people who represent the different states.
The president does not control the piggy bank of the nation, but he is in charge of making sure that groups, such as the space or bird groups, have the money they need.
Lastly, if someone does something really naughty that could put the person in jail, for example, the president can tell the nation to excuse the naughty thing. This is called pardoning.
The 4th job is called Commander-in-Chief. The president is in charge of the U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. He decides where to send soldiers, where ships should go, and how weapons should be used.
Under this job, though the president can't just declare a war, but he does have lots of power to give orders to soldiers.
Did you hear that? I think it's time for the dance party!
Let's go! Jump in!
Job number 5 is known as Chief Diplomat. This job deals with other countries and people from other countries. Under this job, the president instructs how the U.S. should interact with other nations. This is called foreign policy.
Wow. The president also decides which countries American ambassadors should be sent. An ambassador is an official representative who travels to another country.
Speaking of other countries, the chief diplomat makes a pinky promise with other countries. This is called a treaty. Before it's official, though, the president needs some help again from the two people who represent each state. The president has the power to say to another country, "Hey, you exist!"
Great. The sixth job is not in the Constitution, but it is still important. It is called the chief of party. Here, the president can help his friends, who all enjoy the same party, get a job in government. To help his friends out, the president sometimes travels and gives speeches saying good things about his friends.
This friend right here, she's just so amazing. Okay, kids, hold on to your hats because here comes the last job. Job number 7, otherwise known as Chief Guardian of the Economy. This job is also not in the Constitution. Like we said, the president does not control the piggy bank of the nation. Money is a big deal in our country, so the president has to make sure that there is enough of it for the nation to run smoothly and that people have jobs.
Now let's use our time machine! Let's take a peek and see how the presidency has changed over a couple hundred years.
The Constitution is not very specific because it's only 4 pages long. In our country's history, this has limited the power of the president. However, the first 3 presidents, George Washington, John Adams, and Thomas Jefferson, gave more power to themselves.
After these guys, times were changing, and some of this power was given to Congress, otherwise known as the people who make the laws. In the past 70 years or so, this power was returned to the president and his friends.
It's important to note that in times of crisis, such as war, Congress is nice and lets the president use more of his or her own power. Now let's go back into the time machine. Look, we're back home. Now it's impossible to tell what the future holds, but chances are this sway of power will continue.
And now you know all about the president. Who knows? Maybe one of you will get the honor of these jobs one day.
Thank you for watching
Government for
the fun of it.